Hello traders, welcome to ChrisFX. Today's video is very important. You have been asking for it. You want a prop firm that has no consistency rule, and I have such company for you, a very trustworthy company, MyFundedFutures. MyFundedFutures expert plan doesn't have consistency rule. So you know that I have been trading on Tick Trader for quite a long time, and I'm still trading with them because they have instant funding accounts. By the way, all the discount codes are down in the description. The same code, ChrisFX, applies on everything, and the links are all down in the description. Nonetheless, companies such as Tick Trader have a consistency rule. And you all wanted a company, a trustworthy company that pays, that is guaranteed to pay you, which doesn't have such rule. What does this mean? Bear with me right now because this is a life changer. I also learned something that I didn't know, which I'm gonna highlight with this video. This thing means that you go ahead as an example, you click on the link down in the description, and you go as an example to expert, and you can choose between a 50K and 100K and a 150K account. And then what you have to do is just make this 8,000 with a $3,000 drawdown, but bear with me because things get even better. You will have more drawdown, which I'm gonna be explaining how. And once you make that, then you get transitioned to an account which is a funded SIM account from which you can ask a withdrawal after 14 days. This doesn't mean that you need to trade, to trade 40 days. This means that 14 days just need to pass. You can reach the target that you want and you can request the payout. So let's take everything from the beginning, and I'm gonna be explaining to you step by step how to do this thing, while at the very same time I'm gonna be showing you the progress of this account that I have been trading. So first of all, you see that right here I have a 100K account. It is this account right here. You choose this one, and you go ahead and choose Trading View. I'm using Trading View. And then next, you accept the terms and conditions. Over here, let's suppose that I do everything. Over here, I click on Next. And then you can pay either by card, crypto, or ACH. What you can do also is add coupon code. You can place code ChrisFX. I'm not quite sure if there is a coupon code with discount right now with this plan, for this specific plan, but I'm pretty sure my code gives discounts on the other plans. But what you want to do if you want no consistency is click on the link down in the description and then go ahead and choose the expert plan. You can choose whichever one of the three accounts that we talked about. If I go back over here, you will see, you will click on expert and choose whichever one of those you want. Now the important thing right here, let's do some calculations, and let me open my Epic Pen in order to show you how you can easily pass those accounts. Well, maybe not very easily, but you can pass them even within 1 day. If you pass within 1 day, you get transferred to the other account. You can trade with this 100K account up to, is it 10 contracts? Yeah, it is 10 contracts. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and analyze some things. You see that I have a $3,000 drawdown that I'm allowed with this account. You see, max drawdown $3,000, which is being calculated end of day. This means that it is not trailing you within the day, but it is trailing after the day has passed. But here comes the very beautiful thing. I started this account, and I can show you here that I traded 2 days only. Here on the 23rd, which was my birthday by the way, today is the 25th that I'm making this video, and I'm gonna be uploading it by midnight. You see that I took 2 trades here, and I made almost 4,000. And over here, you can see that I lost $200 the next day. What happens now? Because we passed the threshold of $3,100, which you don't need to pass, don't get me wrong, but since we passed it, now it is at the starting balance. And you can see that it is something that I also didn't know. You can see over here, where I'm highlighting right now, it says available drawdown 3.47%, and it is a $3,600 $5. So my drawdown, since I developed my balance, I increased my balance to 3,900, and then I lost 200 because of the fact that I passed above the 3,100. Now I am allowed to lose 3,600. So if I come closer to the target of 8,000, which you can hit within a day, let's suppose that I make 7,000 on this account, and I need another 1,000 in order to qualify for the funded account, SIM funded account. Then over here, what will happen? I will have a 5,900 drawdown allowed, and I need to make only 1,000 in order to get the account. Fantastic things. This is fantastic. I also didn't know about it when I purchased this account. I wasn't aware of that. I was aware of this thing when you get transitioned to the next account. Now, bear with me. I'm coming to you with the best info on those expert accounts. I did a thorough research, and from my research, it is exactly as I'm gonna be telling you. Don't miss out the opportunity. The prices are very good right now. Go ahead and purchase any of those accounts over here, as many as you want actually. What I'm gonna tell you now is very important. Let's suppose that I make the other 4,000, how much is it? $4,400, which means that I will have made it to the 8,000. Actually, before I talk about the profit target of 8,000, there is no daily drawdown that you need to worry about. You can use the whole drawdown on every single day, and you can make as much as you want. As an example, with these two trades over here that I made almost 4,000, I could have also passed the account. It is absolutely fine. The beautiful thing is, when you transition to the SIM funded account, let's suppose that I pass it the next day, or let's say in 1 week, it doesn't matter, and I make the 8,000, then they do transition me to the real account, okay? They do transition me to the real account. The real account starts exactly, pay very close attention, the rules are way better than you imagine, okay? The real account starts with the exact same drawdown, end of day trailing drawdown of $3,000. So the very same rules that we're applying exactly right here apply also in the SIM funded account. What is happening now? We have to say that the first 10,000 that you make, generally you keep. Then the profit split is 90%, 10%. Okay, that's another question that you might be having. Let's get that out of the way. What happens now? Do you necessarily need to go ahead and wait to make the buffer of 3,100 in order to request a withdrawal? Is that the case? And the answer is no. You can request below this threshold, you can request the minimum of $1,000, and because if you don't reach the threshold, you are allowed below this amount. Let's suppose you make $2,000, you are allowed to get 60% of any amount that you make below that. You need a minimum of $1,000 to request as a withdrawal. And if you do it below the 3,100 threshold, which you can do, then you can request any amount below that, you can request only 60% of that. Any amount above the 3,100, you can get the 100% of it. Any below that, you can get 60%. Now you will tell me this is stupid. This is not stupid. This means when you reach $1,700 in the SIM funded account, you can go ahead and request $1,020, which is the 60% of that. So this, when you reach this amount exactly, it is actually 1,680 or something, you can go ahead and request your first withdrawal instantly, which will be $1,020, covering all of the risk of the account, let's put that back, covering all of the investment that you did of the 265, plus giving you money. with which, of course, you can buy new accounts. You have to think as a business person here. Now, what happens over here? As I said, I will delete all of those and I will say that, let's suppose you are in the funded account, okay, and you make 1,700, you can withdraw at least 1,000, 60% of 1,700 does the amount of 1,020, if I recall correctly. What does happen right now? What is happening right now? Let's assume that you do that. Still, you don't lose the account. You are allowed to lose $580 now, okay? But this is in the occasion that you don't want to reach the threshold of 3,100. If you reach the threshold of 3,100, and then as you see the balance does not trail you anymore, you can easily make, let's assume, get the account to 4,100, request the 1,000, and then be left again with 3,100. If you do that and you hit the buffer of 3,100, you can request the 100% of the profit, okay? I started with MyFundedFutures after I spoke with them as well. We talked via email, very respectful people, very helpful people, and I decided to promote this amazing prop firm, which of course has other plans that we will go through as well. You can check out the plans over here by clicking on the link down in the description and applying code ChrisFX. But we were here today to talk about the expert plan, any of those accounts. You have no consistency, guys. No consistency. Okay, you can make the whole amount, the full amount of 8,000 within a day. And if you think that this is impossible, then how did I make 3,900 in one day? And then I lost only $200 the next day. It can happen within one day. I wouldn't suggest that you go ahead and gamble, but if you want to do it very, very quickly, let's be honest, you have to increase your risk. If you want to take your time, feel free to take your time. It is totally up to you. But they are giving you the opportunity to get the 8,000 within one day. Let's assume you get your A+ setup. You get the 8,000 within one day. You get transitioned to the SIM funded account. You go ahead and trade and you make the balance of 1,700. You withdraw $1,020 from this one and you are still left with 568, what was it, of drawdown after you have requested this withdrawal. You have made back your money, okay, the money that you paid, which was 265. If we do 1,020 minus the 265, you have made the amount that you paid back plus $755. Okay, and you still have your account. Don't get me wrong. This is a prop firm, MyFundedFutures, with no consistency. I really suggest that you go ahead and check out this expert plan over here. It is absolutely value for money. Okay, $265. I'm trading with them and TickTickTrader only. TickTickTrader has instant funding, but they have a 20% consistency rule. So let's take a total theoretical scenario right here and let's assume that for whatever reason you go ahead and you buy from this fair value gap, as I have on this chart, on the 15-minute time frame, for whatever reason, okay, forget about it. It's not a strategy. Let's assume that this is your A++ setup. On other prop firms, okay, and on other plans of MyFundedFutures as well. On other prop firms, you will have a consistency rule. So if this is your A++ setup and you have a bias, as I'm also teaching in the one-on-one mentoring, okay, or in the academy, or in the signals, whatever, doesn't matter. If you have a bias that this will go and grab a daily zone which is that high, let's assume that this is 100 points. This is just an example, guys. Silly example, okay. Let's say that this is 100 points right here, or even more than that. And you are pretty convinced that this is going right here. With other prop firms, let's assume that you open a position, you need to close it somewhere around here. It depends, of course, on what kind of contract size you open. But assuming that this is your A+ setup and you're pretty convinced, 90% let's say, that with this trade you could make even $10,000, okay? You are not allowed to do so with other prop firms. As a matter of fact, with a 100K account with other prop firms, most of them will have a 20% consistency rule. Of course, some of them have larger drawdowns, as in Tick Trader, but 20% of that is only $1,000 that you can make even with your A+ setup. With the expert account of MyFundedFutures, you can take your A+ setup and go ahead and pass within 1 day. And guess what? You can also go ahead. I think, guys, now that I remembered, there is no minimum amount that you can withdraw after your buffer. I think you can withdraw everything. I will tell you. Let's assume you make the 8,000, you pass it, and then you take an enormous trade once you are funded, and you get your account to 116,000, let's say, dollars, okay? Right here, the SIM funded account. Then you are able to withdraw anything above the 3,100. So now you can withdraw 16,000 minus 3,100. You can withdraw instantly $12,900, which is absolutely fantastic. There are people who have done it. Hopefully I can do that as well. But the purpose of this video, and I'm going to be making numerous videos on this fantastic prop firm, MyFundedFutures, the purpose is to show you that it can be done. It is not impossible. Of course, I'm halfway there, but I have been trading 2 days only. 1 day I made half the profit, 4,000 almost. Second day I lost 200. I have a buffer of 3,600 now, and all I need to make is another 4,000. And then I am in the funded account. I can go ahead and withdraw. Of course, I need to wait 14 days to pass, but I can make the profit within 1 day. There is no restriction for that. Go ahead and click on the link down in the description and purchase an account or multiple accounts with MyFundedFutures. You will not regret it. You have been asking for this video again and again. Do you know a prop firm without consistency rule and a prop firm that is guaranteed to pay? And here I am with MyFundedFutures. I am giving you the prop firm. Go ahead, click on the link right now. Purchase your accounts, and do not forget, on most of the prop firms, you can go ahead and apply code ChrisFX for discount. I'm not affiliated with all of them. I don't want to be affiliated with all of them. You can find the prop firms that I'm affiliated with either in the description or at chrisfxoriginal.com. You can click on prop firms right here, and you can find the prop firms that I am affiliated with. I just need to place the text that I need to place below MyFundedFutures, but if you click on any of those links, it will take you instantly over here, and you can go ahead, start challenge, and purchase an account. Leave your comment down in the comment section if you want to ask anything. Of course, like the video, because you need to support me if I am to make more videos such as this one and more strategy videos. Subscribe to the channel. And this is gonna do it for today, traders, and thank you all for watching. Until next time.